Hey Deborah. Wow, this came out really cool. I really love this the mountain, and the lady with the umbrella is really fun, and so is the fairy. Just a few things. Since this is a promotional city poster, you might not want to emphasize the rain part. I don't know, just because I mean, if you Google like Seattle city poster, you'll see kind of a variety of different ways it was depicted. I mean, you see, like, this one's got some rain in it, even though I wouldn't go with these kind of raindrops. But most of the posters of Seattle kind of don't. Oh, that's really little. Shoot, I want to look at it this big. Most of the posters of Seattle pretty much don't depict it as rainy, just because they're trying to get tourists to come. So you might want to eliminate that, and you could still keep the girl with the because I think that is really cool. But you could kind of back it off a little bit so it's cropped a little bit, and then I would make this dock a little bit smaller, just because it's really strong and in the foreground, so it's really pretty much dominating the front, of the picture plane. And you might want to make the mountain quite a bit bigger, because you've got a lot of negative space up here. So, and again, you can look at some of those Seattle posters too, just to kind of see the scale of some of the elements. And I'm not saying to copy them or anything, but I mean, I always do so much research whenever I do any kind of design. Here's a kind of newer one with the wheel in here, but I mean, I wouldn't go necessarily with that, but you could go something for the mountain in the background like this, and then you could always mute it if it's too strong. You could add something to the water. There's a depiction of the fairy, so you might want to think in terms of limiting the color a little bit. It's not necessary, but I think oh, that's a cute one. That's really a cute poster. um, so you could limit the color a little bit. You could also just look at some other ways to create a water effect. So I think a little bit of texture in the water would work out really well. So that's what I would do. I'd probably go with more of a, what's this one? That's a Shutterstock one. I would probably go just add a few clouds in the sky. There's another one. There's so many of them. Well, this one has rain too. So I mean, if you really want to keep the rain, I personally though think that most travel posters or promotional posters won't really have rain. So, and again, here's another one. So I would really just go and just spend some time studying it. I mean, you can always turn this in tomorrow too, because I know you've been working really hard on it. So other suggestions, really just deal with the sky. And again, gradients in the sky go from low to high. Let's see, I had a bunch of tutorials out here that I was just going to quickly show you. Well, here's the sky that in this tutorial, but notice how the gradient's always going to be light at the bottom. Let's see, I wouldn't use this Twitter effect, but again, you could. Let's see, I was trying to look for the other one. Dun, 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 dun. Oh shoot, I can't find it. So that would be my main suggestion, and I would probably mute this a little bit, because this is consuming a really big part of the picture plane. So I'd probably make it smaller, and maybe simplify the color with the cars, because when you think about it, you really kind of want the mountains, and the city aspects too. You could even add like a city line, skyline, if you wanted to. But this is becoming really a big part of it, so you don't want this to stand out so much. You definitely want to mute it a little bit, and just make make the mountain bigger. And I think the Space Needle looks great. And then if you add some texture to the water, you could keep this foreground pretty simple. And I would probably I don't know, I'd keep the lady with the umbrella, but I might not put it on. I might change the dock just because it's so strong. You could also make this a little bit bigger since it's white. So anyway, yeah, I'm around most of today if you want to go, you want to meet in a WebEx meeting, or that's kind of like a live thing where I can share my screen and talk to you about your file. Or tomorrow I'll be, let's see, I'll be doing something early tonight, and then I'll be back after like 8 or 9. So again, if you want more feedback, just Hangouts is better if you just can alert me to that you're sending me a file, because I don't I don't live on email, and Hangouts just pops up on my screen if you're on it. Or again, I posted the link to that WebEx. If you just enter that meeting, and I mean, if I'm on the computer, I'll just have the room open. I'll just be there, and or we can meet at a certain time if you want. If not, this looks really good. I mean, you've done a great job to satisfy the requirements. I mean, you still have to add the name in there, but I think you could really make this a stronger portfolio piece to go with your cool map. Okay,